World leaders, ministers and thousands of other delegates are due in the Moroccan city of Marrakech for the UN's annual Climate Change Summit. The summit, which opens Monday, is set to focus on ways to implement the Paris Agreement, which came into force on Friday. While the Paris Agreement shows a clear commitment to tackle climate change, there is much more work to be done in Morocco to translate this commitment into action. In addition to national determined contributions, COP22 also aims to include non-state actors into the global climate action agenda. Right, let's cross over now to CCTV's Maria Galang. She's standing by for us in Marrakech, Morocco. Maria, who else is expected to attend the climate change conference there in Morocco, and what do we expect?
Well, Beatrice, over the next 12 days, we'll be seeing CEOs of businesses, investors, the civil society, the United Nations, and most importantly, governments. And that includes heads of states, environment ministers. They'll all be gathered here at the COP22 Summit in Marrakech at the Bag Igli village, where I am at the moment.
Well, Maria, what is the significance, though, of the gathering in Marrakech coming against the background of that signing of the Paris Climate Change Agreement?
Well, Beatrice, essentially this meeting is expected to put the Paris Agreement into effect. There'll be discussions on who is going to pay for it. It's a harsh reality check, Beatrice, because the world is not nearly on track to achieve the primary goal of the Paris Agreement, and that is to limit global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius. Now that the Paris Agreement will be put into force, we're going to see unprecedented reductions in global gas emissions, and that's by forcing governments really to account for and review climate change.
Well, Maria, so what exactly are we going to expect, though, in coming days?
There'll be several plenary meetings we're going to be expecting in the coming days. Most importantly, on the 7th, we're going to have a working group meeting, and they are basically going to be the ones implementing the Paris Agreement. That's going to be taking place on Monday the 7th. On Tuesday the 8th, we will be having a launch event by individual countries that are going to be telling us what they are doing to achieve the Paris Agreement. On the 14th, we're expecting a very big meeting. This is going to be the climate summit for local and regional leaders. It's going to be attended by UN Chief Ban Ki-moon. We're also going to be having the UN envoy, for climate change and cities, Michael Bloomberg, as well as the former governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, this meeting essentially is to strengthen cooperation between cities and regions in order to create mechanisms to enable cities and regions to better access climate finance. And then, of course, we will be having the heads of state statements. These will be taking place on the 15th and 16th. So these are the big meetings that we're expecting in the next coming days, Beatrice. Back to you.
All right, Maria Galang there for us in Marrakech following the COP22 conference.